One of the things I touched earlier was the need for power. You heard Gilbert about all the companies that have, well, that's Brownsville. But when you add them all together, do we have enough power to service all those companies if we're lucky enough for them to tell us yes? So the discussions that I've had with people in the industry is that in order for us to be able to get a permit for a larger power line, I think what 765 was 765 line, we need to have data to support. You guys are very tied to the information that you have because you feel that you're in a competitive situation, bringing people here. But if we could get an estimate from all of you as to how much power you would need to serve the people that you're speaking to, put it in the seal level or whatever, maybe we can get the partnership to compile this information in a confidential manner so that we can give it to, let's say, AEP or consultants to help us out. We're going to be in a competitive situation for power. Okay, and if statistics or information now is saying that right now 65% of the people in Texas are in that triangle, and as soon as it's going to be 80, guess who's going to get it? So how do we get in line and asking for that information? We all need to get together. With that. And if we don't fix responsibility to somebody to get that done, it's not going to get done. It's not going to get done. So we have to fix responsibility and then get it done, and we're going to be able to compete for the limited amount of power that's going to be out there. The other thing is there's always a debate of how do we promote ourselves? What do we call ourselves? And we have many names we call ourselves. And there's no bad thing, and there's no bad strategy, because anybody that's promoting anything that's here is good. I mean, whether you call yourself RGB or COSTEP or RioPlex or whatever, what difference does it make? You're promoting this area. And really there's no competition because we're promoting the area, so I don't see that as competition. But the globe is very large. But if we're all going together to the same place, then we're putting all our assets to go over to the same place. How do we organize ourselves and say, hey, let's cover the whole globe. Let's identify areas to each part of the globe and send somebody from this area to build relationships there. In business, I can tell you, and we have bankers here, I'm in banking also, relationships are everything. And it takes time to build those relationships. But if you're not there, you'll never build the relationships. So how do we build relationships with the rest of the globe to be able to identify ourselves and hopefully attract them to come here? Well, we all have to get together and figure out a way and a strategy how to do that. The last thing I want to tell you is all of us here in the public sector, we need the private sector. You cannot accomplish what we want on an economic development situation without the private sector. Okay, we're lucky in Hidalgo, we have a lot of the private sector already with us. So when you have a project that's $1 billion or $2 billion, we have the people to come up with $1 billion or $2 billion. Okay, for the infrastructure that's needed. So never forget that we also need to bring in the private sector to be part of us as we're moving forward. Take, for instance, the ambassadors that you're going to send to people. It takes money. None of you have all the money in the world. Okay? Private sector does. Private sector does. So when we're planning a trip, if we can combine the public sector with the private sector and get them basically to pay for some of that expense and cost, that's a good thing. It keeps away from the taxpayer having to pay for those trips. So I would like for this group, as we move forward, to start developing, the system so that we can repeat the process. A teacher told me, that repetition is the mother of all learning, okay? That we keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it, eventually we'll strike gold. So I hope that this group will continue to meet and really come up with a regional strategy and a regional structure to implement the strategy.
Thank you, Judge.